Hi everybody, it's your pal Drew Dracy, and another episode of Ditko Obscuro. I think I'm gonna break up episodes now because most of my episodes are like 20 minutes to 30 minutes. So at the 15 mark, I may just say au revoir. I'll be back in a little bit, and then do a second half. I'm pulling out some obscure Ditko stuff that a lot of people probably don't know. This was in a Marvel Masterworks as a. They just reprinted this because Marvel Triple Action, they needed a new cover, and I love it. It's great. You know what's funny about it is it is the opposite view from the original published one. Hang in there. Oh, okay. It's just it's the opposite angle, and I love it. It's actually, frankly, it's better. I love John Buscema, but, the heroes have their back to us, and it's a little too centered, I guess. But that's just my opinion, and that's what you're here for, my opinion. Whoa! Almost dropped something. Okay. In the early 90s, Mort Todd was an editor on various books, and he came up with the idea of doing a 4-issue miniseries that it all reprints Kirby stories and Stan Lee stories. And he got Ditko to do some new covers. And that is amazing stuff. I mean, that's real sharp, especially for later Ditko. He also did some good stuff with either Valiant or, it was Valiant. He did some good stuff. Also, the other companion comic, frig it. I'll go into What If Iron Man Had Been a Traitor. This came out in 1988, and it was a one-shot. I guess it did pretty well because a year or so later they started What If Volume 2, and it's coming out. This is the coolest thing. In like 2 months, this is going to come out, as well as like the first 30 issues of the Volume 2 of What If, which has never been reprinted before. And there's actually some really good stories in it by up and coming talents, and it's pretty cool. So, and here's a example of the first page. I mean, that is fantastic. I've always wished I could have inked Ditko. He almost did something for CrossGen, and because I made the connection to Ditko to show to Butch Geist and Bart Sears, but it never came out. I was going to have the first refusal, and the finishing is by Pat Redding, who I don't really know, but wow, that is wonderful. Wunderbar! And here is the companion mini-series to Monsters, whatever the hell it, Monster Magazine, Monster Menace. All new Ditko cover. And I love the coloring. I wonder who's coloring this. Back then, they never really mentioned the colorist on the covers, but it's so clear. And I bought these, even though I had them all reprinted in, early 60s stuff, and then the early 70s stuff when they started reprinting the Monster Mags in various books. So, pretty spiffy. Now, whoa. Okay, Thunder Agents. There were 6 volumes of the original series, and Wally Wood, he created it with Len Brown, and it was an independent book, and it was a double-sized book for 25 cents, where most comics were 12 cents, and that was a bit of an obstacle, to be honest. But he had Steve Ditko, he had Gil Kane, he had George Tuska, and some others that I can't remember at the time, but some really amazing artists. Well, there were 6 volumes of the original series, and this comes from the brief revival in the 1980s. So this is, what does it say it? Oh, Volume 7, which came out quite a few. I mean, the first 6 volumes came out in the mid 2000s, and then this came out like in the 2010s. And nice George Perez art, and you get top artists here, so the page rates must have been nuts. And God bless them, And there she is. Amazing thing about her, the way she's designed, and how Wally Wood basically designed her is she's covered head to toe except for her nose and her mouth with armor, but she's still incredibly sexy. They managed to pull that off. So we got some really good creators here. We got this is just blah 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 blah. The dumb thing, though, the thing I really disliked was Wally Wood's Thunder Agents. I think if Wally Wood's not in the book, they should not have done that. That's just really, another thing is he didn't really own Thunder Agents. Some John Cambrero or something through a variety of Thunder Agents not being published for 15 years. As far as I know, Paul Caballero something, or Cabano, he owns it. It was a big legal fight, not just with Wally Wood's estate, but with a lot of other people. And there you get some beautiful George Perez stuff. I recommend it. It has Dave Cockrum. It's basically a fan's dream. And there's Dave Cockrum doing the acknowledgement tribute to Captain Marvel, or Marvel Superheroes #1 with the Marvel Captain Marvel, and then he repeated that at the end of the Kree's the Captain Marvel with the Kree issue 52 or something. I don't know. There's a last page, because I guess the page prior just wasn't pulling it off. Well. The one artist who came back to Thunder Agents is Steve Ditko. Greg Teakston is an excellent inker. He did some Kirby stuff too on Hunger Dogs, and which Kirby graphic novel. I just love this here, and he's still. I mean, this could have come out in the late '60s. It's just so solid. I think John Workman's doing the lettering, because he just has that really, really special, nice Perez covers, and Dan Adkins inking, and it's great stuff. I think you might be able to get it, on eBay at a very reasonable price, because it's actually thinner than the other volumes. And there's also a Thunder Agents that was a one-shot called Thunder that was published by Solson in the mid-60s or Blackthorn Publishing. I don't know. Well, now we're going to Renegade Press. Renegade Press is Denny Lubert's publication, company. She was married to Dave Sim for years and years and years. And then, like, around 1983, they got a divorce. He kept doing Cerebus, and she started Renegade Press, and they came out with a lot of good stuff. They came out with Normal Man by Jim Valentino, and some other superhero stuff. But this is Ditko completely unfettered, and his costume designs are really great. I should have printed out a copy of Missing Man. He looks like a thin, one-dimensional kind of. I can't think of it. Kind of like Mr. Fantastic, but just like two-dimensional. How about those inks? He's inking himself, and he has his rants at the bottom. And I don't begrudge him it. Everyone has an opinion. Some things I actually agree with, and some things I don't. But he really is ham-fisted when he's trying to speak about his objectivism. But this is just a pure adventure. Look at that. Whew, that is sweet. Now, get the first page. Come on. See, I bite my nails, so I'm paying the price. That's another book coming away from Renegade. Melanie and Rick Hoberg, who has done a lot of great stuff for What If, the original series. Okay, yeah, but it's like, and then for whatever reason, they stuck this little fanzine sort of story in the middle, and they went back to Ditko, which I just don't get. It was kind of dopey, but well, that's Ditko's world, and we only live in it. So I hope you like this. I am going to cut it short because hopefully I'll get more viewers. I tend to, my episodes are very visual, so if you're going to watch it for a half hour, then you're committed to a half hour of watching a show. I mean, like a sitcom amount of time. So anyway, this is part one, and part two is Around the Bend. Talk to you later.